Hello friends, welcome to your own channel, Eklavya Astrology, and today I'm going to talk about a very interesting topic, that is Rahu Ketu transit 2023. As you all know that Rahu is going to transit in the sign of Pisces, the last zodiac sign of the Kalapurush Kundli. So Rahu is just completing one cycle because Pisces is the last sign, and it's the ending sign. But ending is the new beginning because Rahu represents the beginning. Now, what is Rahu? Sign of Pisces. Let's talk about the sign of Pisces. The sign of Pisces is a dual sign. It has duality. It's a water sign. It's a sign of ocean. It represents the places or the things, like rivers are emerging in the ocean. That two rivers are meeting at a one point. That is the sign of Pisces. It's like a junction of two roads or junction of two things. So sign of Pisces has an indecisiveness. Sign of Pisces has duality. It's a very intuitive sign. Is a devolution sign of Mercury, the alert mind. That's why Mercury, the alert mind, get debilitated in the sign of intuition. And the Venus, the sign, the planet of relationship and devotion, get exalted in the sign of Pisces. So when Rahu is going to transit in the Pisces, how it is going to affect your life? Today I'm going to talk about the Rahu Ketu transit through 12 houses. Like how Rahu is going to affect uh, the next 18 months of your birth chart. Rahu is vastness. Rahu is the beginning because Rahu is the head. Rahu is the mouth. Rahu is the mouth. Rahu is the vastness. It's unlimited. Rahu represents foreign things, foreign element. So Rahu in the sign of Pisces is going to expand the element of Pisces. That is a water element. So wherever your Rahu is going to transit, uh, on uh, on mundane level, we are going to see a lot of water related disasters, like sudden cloudburst, and suddenly the cities or a country is going to emerge in water due to global warming or something, because Rahu in Pisces is going to increase the level of Pisces. Pisces is a ocean, so you will see that oceans are getting, it's going beyond the boundaries. It's like a there's a water in the dam, and now the dam is going to be overflow because Rahu is going to be uh, expand the sign of Pisces. Some water element. It's a as I said, that Pisces is a sign of ocean. Secondly, is a sign of meditation. So Rahu in the Pisces is going to increase the meditative feeling. A lot of people will explore the meditation, spirituality, and uh, people will deliberately going to indulge themselves into the meditation and spirituality as well. It's Rahu in Pisces is going to increase the meditative feeling. People will explore this area. We are going to see a lot of innovations in these sectors, like meditation or spirituality, and hospitalization or medical field. There will be path breaking discoveries. So this is how Rahu is going to affect the mundane affairs, or you can see the world affairs. So if your Rahu is going to transit in the sign of Pisces in the first house, the first house is all about self. Before concluding something based on the transit, you must know that you must keep in the mind that the natal promise of your birth chart matters a lot. If your first lord, for example, you are Pisces ascendant, so Rahu is going to transit in the sign in the first house. So check your Jupiter. Is If your Jupiter is very strong in the birth chart, so now you are going to explore your own personality. You are going to explore the area of self. Here, self uh, represent two things. Like you are going to be very focused about your health, your personality. You are going to join the gym, and you are paying a lot of attention on uh, meditation and spirituality as well. And another meaning of self is you are going to explore the inner self. It's like knowing about self, that why you are here on this earth. And you are going to, Lagna is self, your ascendant is represent self. So Rahu in the first house is going to affect yourself through there's a through its significations. Like Rahu is a foreign thing, so you may start leaving, or you may start uh, uh, visiting the places of foreign countries. You will attract a lot of people who belongs to different communities. Okay, Rahu is a shadow, so you will be very indecisive for for next 18 months. You feel that you are very confused regarding yourself, regarding your life. So Rahu in the Pisces, it's going to bring a lot of changes in your personality as well. You become very curious uh, uh, about yourself, and you are going to explore the water bodies or water areas. Like you love to travel to the foreign countries or the places which are situated on the banks of rivers. Like you, oceans and rivers and the water bodies are going to attract you a lot. This is how Rahu Pisces is going to affect you uh, if you're if this Rahu is transiting through the first house. Secondly, if your first house, first lord is afflicted, then this Rahu will bring lot of troubles regarding your health. So you should be very careful. And there will be a new beginning in your life, because Rahu is the new beginning. Rahu is the new beginning. So definitely, if you are looking for marriage and relationship, then this or childbirth, then during this transit of Rahu in the first house and Ketu in the seventh house, this can happen. Now, Ketu is sign of Virgo is a sign of dispute, is a sign of audit, loophole, data analysis. That is a Virgo. Virgo is a sign of disease. So Ketu transiting in the seventh house indicate what is Ketu? Ketu is like a root. Ketu is micro. Rahu is macro level. Ketu is micro level. So Ketu in the seventh house, you are going to be very, indecisive about your relationship, about your spouse. A lot of, you will start doing a lot of audit or lot of research about relationship and business as well. So this Ketu is going to affect your relationship very badly. So you must, this time you must focus towards Rahu. Basically, Rahu is going to transit in the sign of Pisces. So you should not doubt much uh, on your spouse, because it can ruin your relationship as well. Secondly, Rahu Ketu are very karmic planets. We call them karmic control planets. So whenever Rahu Ketu transit from the Lagna in seventh house, there is a possibility of marriage as well, possibility of new relationship as well, because Ketu also has a binding effect. But if you are married and your seventh house or seventh lord is afflicted, and if there is a bad combination in the seventh house, then your married life or health of spouse is going to affect very badly. Some intestine related issues, liver related issues, can stomach related issues will take place, because Ketu is transiting in the seventh house. So it can happen to your life partner as well. So this is how Ketu is going to affect your life. Now, Rahu is the beginning and Ketu is the ending. So if you are already, Pisces ascendant people are very prone for dual marriages as well, dual relationship always, because there are a lot of dualities in the life of Pisces ascendant people. So Pisces ascendant people must be careful about their relationship and health for next 18 months. I have already explained the Ketu transit of natal planets. If you are running a bad dasha, if you are looking for a divorce, or if you are looking for separation, then during this transit of Ketu in the seventh house, this can happen. Now, Ketu definitely uh, makes you, absent-minded from the area where Ketu is going to transit. So it is going to transit in the seventh house. So definitely there will be partition, or there will be kind of separation between you and your spouse. There will be detachment in terms of relationship as well. If you are married, this Rahu Ketu transiting from the first house and seventh house is going to affect the peoples of every age. Like it is going to affect a child, or a young person, or an old person. So this Rahu Ketu, if you're not married, then can bring marriage if you're looking for a marriage. And if you are married but your first house or seventh house is seriously afflicted in the birth chart, then this can bring trouble in the relationship. There can be separation. Now, the separation can be like, earlier you are sleeping together, now you are sleeping separately in a separate room. There is a partition between you and your wife or your spouse. This is how it can manifest. Okay. So if you're, for example, if you have Venus debilitated in the seventh house, Pisces ascendant people, if you have uh, Venus debilitated in the seventh house, so definitely it is going to bring some health issues or dispute in your relationship as well. So be very careful about relationship and spouse matters. Okay. Now, if your Rahu is going to transit in the second house and the Ketu in the eighth house, so Rahu is in second house, indicate what is sign of Pisces. Sign of Pisces is, as I said, is a water sign. It's a sign of giving, and it's a sign of sacrifice as well. It's a dual sign. So Rahu in Pisces indicate that you are going to be away from foreign country, and there can be sudden gains of money as well. There can be gain of money from different community people, or there can be uh, gain of money from foreign countries as well, because Rahu is the foreign things. Rahu is represents stock market as well. So Rahu represents suddenness. So there will be suddenly, you'll see that the money is just coming and flowing out as well, because it's a water sign. So Rahu in the second house indicate that there can be a lot of opportunity regarding your earning as well. Also, Rahu is a malefic planet, so definitely it is going to affect your food habit as well. Like there will be change in your food habits, because Rahu is going to transit in the sign of second house, and Ketu is going to transit in the eighth house. It indicates now you will be very much interested in the sign of, in the occult. If you are a student, and if you want to study like something related to research, or something related to occult, or something related to CA, like chartered accountant or something like that, then this can be a very good period for you. Ketu in the eighth house can bring sudden and undiagnosed disease, because Ketu is a micro thing, so it takes time to analyze a disease when Ketu transit in the sign of Virgo in the eighth house. So Ketu in the eighth house can make you very much interested in occult and research, because Ketu is something deep. Ketu represent the root. So now you will develop a habit of going into the root as well, root of everything. So I think this is how Rahu and Ketu are going to affect your uh, second and eighth house. Now, eighth house is also also represent the mouth of your spouse as well. It is the second house of your spouse. So he may face some issues related to teeth, because Virgo is a sign of disease. Virgo is a sign of disease, and second house is a represent the opening of your mouth as well. Or so that's why some teeth related issues, some issues regarding your mouth can happen. So this is how Rahu Ketu are going to affect your uh, second and eighth house. Okay, so Rahu transiting in the third house. Rahu transiting in the third house and Ketu transiting in the ninth house. It's like you are Capricorn ascendant. So Rahu is going to affect your subconscious mind. And like if you are waiting to write something, if you will suddenly develop interest in writing or traveling to the sea areas or riverside places, because third house is a house of short travel, and it will be a different community or different culture or different country. So because Rahu is the beginning, so Capricorn ascendant, if you are waiting to write something, you will suddenly develop interest in the writing as well, because subconscious mind, you are going to learn new skill as well, skill related to like driving skill or painting skill, writing skill, okay, digital content writing, something like that, because Rahu is the beginning and third house is a house of writing as well, and Pisces sign is a sign of subconscious mind. So uh, it indicates that it is a good period for Capricorn ascendant to write something or travel. It will increase, definitely it's going to increase your short travel as well. Your younger brother or younger sister can go to foreign land. He may start visiting new places, and he is traveling all around the world suddenly, because Rahu is going to transit in the sign of Pisces in the third house. Now Ketu is going to transit in the ninth house. Ninth house is a house of religion, and Virgo is a sign of conflict and dispute. So you may visit to very holy places, but suddenly you will fall ill after visiting, or there may be dispute uh, at the temple or these kind of places. Ketu in the ninth house indicate that sudden separation from the father or sudden disease, especially liver, stomach, intestine related issue is going to take place in your father's life. So you must be careful about your father's health, because Ketu is going to transit in the ninth house. So suddenly you will be very much interested in the spirituality or exploring the religious places, because Ketu is going to transit in the sign of Virgo in the ninth house. So ninth house is a house of religion. It's a house of, you may start doubting your own religion as well. This, if your Virgo sign is affected, then the negative side of this Ketu transit in the ninth house can be like this. So because Ketu is all about doubt. So wherever Ketu is going to transit in your birth chart, you are going to have a lot of doubts. You are going to doubt that signification of that house. Okay. So it can be a bad period in terms of your father's health as well. And if you want to meet a guru, if you're looking for a guru, like you suddenly you will meet a guru from the past life as well, because ninth house is a house of uh, guru, like your mentor or something like that. So now Ketu, if your Rahu is going to transit in the fourth house, it means you are a Sagittarius ascendant. Rahu in the sign of Pisces in the fourth house indicate that suddenly you are going to change your living place, and you are going to reside near the sea area or riverside areas. You will explore a lot of areas. You know, Rahu is a foreign thing actually. So Rahu represent different communities as well. So if you are looking for foreign travel or foreign settlement, then this Rahu transit in the fourth house can bring such events in your life. Rahu in the fourth house can bring, Rahu is vastness. Fourth house is a house of, uh, fourth house is house of mother, and it also represent your living place. So suddenly you are changing a living place, or you are going to shift, or you are going to build a new house, which is very big as compared to the previous one, because Rahu is the vastness. You may buy a new car, new SUV as well. Now some mental issues or some issues related to sleep can arise suddenly, and you will start exploring the meditative healings as well, or you'll explore meditative healings for your mother as well. But you will be indecisive for some time, because it's a sign, it's a dual sign. So if your running the good dasha, then you will be able to decide whether you have to go to foreign land, you have to change your living place or not. But for sure, Rahu in the fourth house, you will choose an area of living where the people of different community and different caste culture, uh, people from different caste culture and religion are living. So because Rahu represent different communities as well. So this is how Rahu is going to. Rahu is actually, Rahu in the fourth house is going to make you very anxious kind of person, or very you are always in illusion or in imaginary uh, world, because fourth house is a house of mind, is a house of peace. So there will be lack of peace and lack of happiness as well. Okay, so Ketu in the sign of uh, 10th house indicate that suddenly you will shift to the new profession. There will be cut in your work hours as well. For example, you are working for 12 hours, now suddenly you are reducing the working hours. You can take medical leaves due to your ill health. So if you are looking for a job change, then this can happen if you're Rahu, if you are a Sagittarius ascendant. Okay. So if Rahu is going to transit in the sign of Pisces in the fifth house, so fifth house is a house of love, relationship, is a house of learning as well, and the karka of fifth house is Jupiter, and the sign of Pisces is a very, it's a very intuitive sign as well. It represents your imaginations as well. So you will see that you are exploring the new areas regarding, learning something very creative, or you will fall in new relationship as well, and it can be a very illusionary kind of relationship as well. So be very careful. You will be very indecisive, or there will be duality in terms of your relationship. If you are, if you want to travel to a foreign country for education, then Rahu in the fifth house can make you to travel for education as well. And the person you'll fall in love with can be from a different culture and caste. So you are constantly going to think about the love and relationship for next 18 months, and you are constantly going to uh, indulge yourself in this area of life. So Rahu is the new beginning. Rahu is exploring. So you are going to explore the fifth house of your life uh, for next 18 months. Okay, Ketu is going to transit in the 11th house. 11th house is a house of income. It's a house of large groups or friend circle. So you are going to quit your social network, social networking. You are going to cut off from social sites as well. Like you don't want to continue to be active on Facebook or media like this. So Ketu in the 11th house can bring separation from the elder brother as well, or dispute with the elder brother as well. And the Rahu Ketu transiting from the 5th and 11th house can bring marriage and childbirth in your life, because the 5th and 11th house also represent the childbirth. So it can be a new beginning in your life. Also, Rahu can give you the promotion as well. If you're running a good dasha, because 5th house is a house of promotion, and the how is a house of government job as well. So if you're looking for a government job, then this in the next 18 months you can get a government job. Ketu in the 11th house indicate that there suddenly you are detached from materialistic desires, or suddenly you are detached from the friend circle, or from there can be decrease in the income level as well. So Ketu in the 11th house can or if your 11th lord is very good, because Ketu split the things, now you are going to earn from two sources. This is the positive point of Ketu as well. So you have to look the dasha and the house, like how how this house is whether this house is very good in your birth chart. If a very, there is a very good combination in the 11th house in your birth chart, then there can be split in the income. There can be income from two sources as well. So transit never brings something new in your life. It only activates the events the natal promises. Okay. If Mercury is there, then there can be break in the education and you will fall in love for sure. This can happen because Mercury represents friends and Ketu is the web. So you are falling in the web of love and relationship. Okay. So Rahu transiting in the sign of Pisces in the sixth house and Ketu in the sign of Virgo in the 12th house. So Pisces is a sign of hospitalization. This is going to happen for Libra ascendant. For Libra ascendant, Rahu is in the Rahu is going to transit in the sixth house, is a house of disease, and Ketu is going to transit in the house of isolation and hospitalization. So definitely you will attract towards meditative feeling. You'll attract towards suddenly you'll start visiting hospitals and uh, you are living in the ashrams or you are living in the isolation. You can become a little little bit uh, hopeless as well. Okay, but if you are preparing for competitive exams or if you are looking for suddenly there are some court cases or you may you may take a loan from the bank as well because sixth house is a house of loan as well. So Rahu in the sixth house is going to affect your life in terms of disease and hospitalization. You are going to spend a lot of time in the isolation. You are going to spend a lot of time in the meditative healing as well, uh, ashram as well. So this is you should be very careful from the waterborne disease as well. So this is how Rahu and Ketu. There can be sudden changes in the sleep pattern as well. Okay, so Rahu and Ketu are going to cut off you from the world as well. Okay, so this is how Rahu and Ketu are going to affect your life. But if you are preparing for a competitive exam, then Rahu can bring success in your life. Now, if Rahu and Ketu are going to transit, Ketu in the first house and Rahu in the seventh house, then first house is a house of self. So you will be very confused. You will be very detached from self as well. You will start doubting yourself that whether you can do it or not. You will go for isolation, spirituality. Suddenly you will suddenly you will develop an interest. Suddenly you will develop a habit of going deep or going into the root of everything, because Virgo is a sign of disease and Virgo is a sign of doubting as well. So you should be very careful about stomach related issues, intestine related issues. Ketu in the first house is going to be very you are going to be very indecisive. But if there is a very good combination in your birth chart in the first house, or your first cloud is very good placed in your birth chart, suddenly you will Ketu represent flag. So suddenly you got promotion or rise in life. This is how Ketu can bring some positive changes in your life. So you have to look for the planetary combination in your birth chart. Okay, now Rahu is going to transit in the sign of Pisces, so you may blindly start uh, a new relationship, and the relationship can be with with a person who is from different culture and different caste as well. So this is a one of the combination, because Ketu is going to end. It's going to transform your personality, because Ketu is the end and Rahu is the beginning. So Ketu will make you bow down, or Ketu will lower down your ego as well. So Ketu transiting in the Lagna and Rahu transiting in the seventh house indicate they are going to learn how to surrender in front of the people and how to surrender in front of the divinity as well. So Rahu and Ketu when transit from the Lagna in seventh house can bring opportunity regarding marriage and relationship and the childbirth as well. So this is how Rahu and Ketu are going to affect your life for next 18 months. For example, if Rahu is going to transit in the sign of Pisces in the eighth house and Ketu in the second house, so you should be very careful. This is going to happen for Leo ascendant. So Ketu in the second house can bring disease regarding teeth or mouth, like something like root canal issues can arise suddenly. It is going to cut off you from the family as well. They can be split in the family as well. Or if Rahu is going to transit in the eighth house is a house of occult and research as well. So suddenly you will develop a lot of interest in the occult and astrology as well. You are going to develop a very good intuition as well. It can You can do wonders in the field of research and occult for next 18 months. Like you will become very innovative. It's like you are downloading information from the space as well. Space suddenly your subconscious mind is become very active, like, okay. So this is how Rahu and Ketu are going to transform your life if it is transiting from the second and eighth house. Now, if Rahu and Ketu are going to transit from the third and ninth house, Rahu in the ninth house is going to transit for Cancer ascendant people. So suddenly you will, suddenly you will realize about your skill. Like Ketu is going to transit in the third house. Third house is a house of communication and the travel. Suddenly you will also see some disturbance in the network or communication as well. Like whenever you have a very important call or meeting, suddenly uh, you will get disconnected. There will be network issues. There will be communication related issues, communication, speech related issues with the siblings, because Ketu is going to transit in the third house. So Ketu is going to, Ketu is micro, Ketu is short. So there can be suddenly short travels. There will be frequent travels, but it will be very short. And there can be separation from the siblings as well. And you will start writing something, or you will start learning or driving. You may start uh, learning a new skill, and you will master it easily, because Ketu is something which you have mastered from the past life as well. And Rahu in the Pisces, as a ninth house is a house of religion, is a long journey. Pisces is a sign of foreign as well. Is a Pisces is a sign of unseen. As I said, that is a sign of uh, two rivers meeting each other at a point. It's a sign of junction as well. So suddenly you will get fascinated towards the water related sports, or water bodies, or riverside areas, or ocean. Suddenly you will get fascinated towards oceans as well. So Rahu in the ninth house indicates you are going to explore the different religions, or you are going to travel for higher education for in the foreign land as well. So it's like I can see a lot of traveling for Cancer ascendant people. Okay, so Rahu in the ninth house can affect you uh, this way. Will be very indecisive in terms of traveling as well. Suddenly you have to change your plans like this, because Rahu and Ketu are going to transit in the dual signs. So there will be some indecisiveness in these areas as well. If Rahu is going to transit in the sign of Pisces in the 10th house and Ketu in the 4th house, suddenly you are going to change your workplace, you are going to foreign land. Suddenly there can be health related issues regarding your mother. Okay, you'll get detached from your own living place, or own, you'll feel little bit dissatisfied. Um, you don't want to sit at home, because Ketu is going to transit from the 4th house. Ketu is the ending. So you're going to change your living place. Rahu is the beginning. Maybe you are getting a new job. You'll get a job in the foreign country as well. Okay, you are going to join a new job, because Rahu is suddenly you will see a lot of responsibilities coming on you, because Rahu is vastness and 10th house is a house of karma. So there will be a new responsibilities. There are some, I can see some new responsibility, uh, new work for you. So this is how Rahu and Ketu going to affect your uh, life for next 18 months. If Rahu is going to transit in the sign of Pisces in the 11th house and Ketu in the sign of Virgo in the 5th house, This is going to happen for Taurus ascendant people. First of all, you should be very careful about your food habit, because Ketu is going to transit in the fifth house in the sign of Virgo, and Virgo itself is a sign of disease. It is a sign of intestine. So suddenly you may suddenly you will encounter with the problems that are related to stomach, intestine, or liver related issues. So you should be careful about these areas. And Ketu in the fifth house uh, can bring break in education or break in relationship. So you may cut off yourself from an old relationship. Maybe you are, because Ketu will cut your relationship. Ketu brings separation from the things or people which you don't deserve in your life. Ketu purifies you. Ketu brings the reality. Suddenly, if you're looking for a career in the field of microbiology, biology, or medical field, then this can be a very good transit for you. Because Ketu is going to transit in the sign of Virgo in the fifth house. Okay, so Rahu in the sign of Pisces in the 11th house indicate that suddenly you will get good opportunity of income as well. Suddenly you are becoming very active on social media, and you're getting a income or gain from the foreign land as well, because Rahu is a vastness. So you are going to explore the social media, or you are going to expand uh, uh, your network as well. You are going to beyond boundaries. So Rahu in the 11th house can bring new opportunity in terms of income as well. Okay. So now your subconscious mind will continuously think about the wealth, how to earn wealth. So if your 11th lord is good, if you have a very good wealth yoga in birth chart, then during this transit of Rahu in the sign of Pisces in the 11th house can uh, you will explore a new area of new field or new area for second income as well. So this is how the Rahu is going to affect your life. So if Ketu is going to transit in the sixth house and Rahu is going to transit in the 12th house. So for Aries ascendant, Rahu is going to transit the 12th house. 12th house is a house of isolation, is a house of foreign land as well, is a house of hospitalization. So Rahu is going to bring new opportunities from foreign land as well. You are going to explore the meditative healing as well, because Rahu is all about searching. Rahu is all about new beginning as well. Okay. So if you're looking for a foreign journey, then this can happen during this Rahu transit as well. You may be for next 18 months you are going to live in a different world, imaginary world as well. Like you will be lost in space, and suddenly you will develop a very much interest in space and space and technology as well. Ketu in the sixth house indicates that if you are suffering from a disease, then Ketu is going to give relief from that disease. It can be a surgery, or it can be some issues regarding stomach, liver, uh, and kidney, urine related issues can take place. Ketu in the sixth house indicate that you may fall in a new dispute, or if you are already indulge involved in a dispute or court cases or legal issues, then Ketu in the sixth house is going to bring a big relief from these things. So Ketu in the sixth house is also bad for your maternal uncle as well. So Ketu in the sixth house also going to cut your loans or debts of the past life as well. So if you get a chance to do something for your maternal uncle, if he asks for something, if he asks for any help, just do it, because Ketu is going to end your karma regarding sixth house, which is a house of maternal uncle as well. So I think this is the a brief explanation